Exclusive at 10, shootings, fires, and squatters in vacant apartments, and your tax dollars help pay for it. New management took over Kansas City's Cloverleaf apartment complex in September and is working on improvements. The I-Team's Andy Alcock talked with a longtime resident about her concerns.
Our children are suffering. That's our future, Andy.
Dorothy Simpson has lived at the Cloverleaf apartment since 2007. The complex is located in an isolated far southwestern corner of Kansas City and is largely surrounded by the city of Grandview.
Right over there where the guy was in the building dead.
Simpson told the I-Team she saw a shooting right outside her window a few months ago.
We have people afraid to leave their homes.
It has been a high-crime apartment complex as long as I can remember. I've been to South Patrol since 2013.
Kansas City Police Department data backs up Sergeant John Cranston's claim. This KCPD bar graph shows the number of calls to the complex for police service from the beginning of 2020 through September. Altogether, there were 359 calls for service in that 9-month period, or an average of 1.3 calls per day for a complex with about 200 units.
The majority of the problems are people who don't actually live on the property or are not on the lease to live on the property, but visit for extended periods of time, and in some cases, they certainly do live there.
You never know who's in your building.
41 Action News has also reported multiple problems at Cloverleaf over the last few years. In 2017, flames ripped through one Cloverleaf building, leaving 50 people homeless. Investigators ruled the fire was caused by an electrical problem, which was no mystery to residents.
The sockets are loose. We've been calling, making, work orders.
Electrical problems with the plug-ins. They said it's electrical. The same electrical outlet I called this apartment complex about last week.
41 Action News has also reported on 3 deadly shootings at Cloverleaf this year alone, and another one in August 2019.
And enough is enough, Andy. Something has to be done.
Your tax dollars are going towards a good chunk of the rent money tenants pay in the federally subsidized housing complex. The Missouri Housing Development Commission manages Cloverleaf's performance-based contract for the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. According to HUD, those duties include responding to health and safety concerns, follow-ups on inspection reports, and renewing contracts with tenants and with the Beverly Hills, California company which owns Cloverleaf.
We had scheduled a walkthrough with HUD earlier this year. Then COVID came along and disrupted those plans.
We had a shooting in this building.
In an email, a HUD spokesperson acknowledged Cloverleaf has been subjected to criminal activity and squatting. The email goes on to say prior management was unable to hire additional staff to monitor vacant units due to COVID-19 restrictions.
Over a year ago, we made a concerted effort to partner with the management company, partner with the managers that were on site, and ensure that they had the information and the tools to manage their property well.
We need something, Andy.
However, that management company is long gone. According to Dorothy Simpson, there have been 3 management companies for Cloverleaf this year alone. The newest one is Selden Company. In an email, Selden President and CEO Alicia Stormer Clark said her company has started several projects to improve Cloverleaf, including new exterior lighting and repairs throughout the complex.
I am going to stay here in Cloverleaf until we get what we deserve.
Clark also wrote, once COVID restrictions are removed, Cloverleaf managers will hold community events like barbecues and fire safety activities. I'm investigator Andy Alcock, 41 Action News.
Well, we did some further digging. Cloverleaf is owned by Stonebridge Global Partners in Beverly Hills, California. Managing partner Fuad Katan said Selden management team made significant improvements at Cloverleaf since taking over a few months ago. Katan said a much-needed long-term rehab of the property is largely dependent on the tax credit application expected to be resolved in the coming months.